Hey everybody, happy Thursday to you. Thanks for joining us here today on Northern Life. I enjoy doing CrossFit. Ryan's fiance Mary enjoys doing CrossFit. This morning, Ryan accompanied Mary to CrossFit, and I would love to hear the review.
I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. You know, it was a mixture of, what do we do? Power cleans, if folks out there know what power cleans are.
Yeah.
I'm still not doing it exactly right. Power cleans, we did a lot of abs, we did deadlifts as well, and then you're supposed to do wall walks. I decided to do push-ups instead. So
good. That's probably a good call.
Wall walks are pretty intense. A lot of impressive folks down there at the CrossFit. It's Bring Your Friend Week.
Yeah.
Mary brought the fiance, which is me. So I'm planning on going back tomorrow.
Oh,
so,
good.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We'll see how I feel next week.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Well, hey, let's get to another great sport. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to start your weenies on this Thursday. Rather bizarre meet-up is heading into the Indianapolis Motor Speedway tomorrow. All 6 Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles will be racing on the storied track for the very first time ever in Indianapolis. They're representing Frankfurters from various regions of the U.S., so each will try to make it to the Wieners Circle. You can stream it live tomorrow on the Fox Sports app.
Oh, yeah, I'll be sure to download that immediately.
Right? Yeah.
You think they're pushing 200, 300 miles per hour in the Wienermobiles?
Probably not. Maybe
No?
60 miles per hour or something like that. I didn't know there were 6 Wienermobiles. I thought there was only one
crazy.
Wienermobile. Interesting.
When I left work, I think this was last summer, one day, I saw the Wienermobile parked over in the hotel parking lot near us here at the station. It was very exciting, electric, if you will. I had so much energy. I was like, that's the Wienermobile, the Wienermobile. But now, it is disappointing to know that there's like 5 others.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on.
that's still cool.
Yeah.
Themselves.
Also, why do the hot dogs always come in like packs of 6 and the buns always come in packs of 8?
It's ridiculous.
You know?
Yeah.
Tough.
And one thing of ketchup. That's enough.
It's terrible.
It's a terrible situation.
Well, yesterday we showed you the man who tackled the Culver's Marathon Challenge, and today there's a man who just traveled from Canada to Florida on a canoe. Peter Frank, a 23-year-old from Michigan, just completed an incredible journey paddling nearly 3,000 miles from Canada to Fort Myers. It took him about 11 months to do so. That's pretty fast, I would think.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Along the way, he fished for his own meals and slept in a tent too, and now he's paddling back to Canada, of course. I guess you got to get home at some point. As for why he does it, at 14, Peter was actually hit by a car and told that he may never walk again. And so now he's made a full recovery and has found a new purpose in his canoeing adventure. So what a cool story.
Talk about a CrossFit workout. His arms are going to be sore for months.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Holy buckets.
I canoed a couple lakes in the Boundary Waters, and I thought that was, enough for me. So
Yeah.
doing how many over thousands of miles and then going back to Canada, super impressive.
I wonder if he has to portage too and hold the canoe.
Maybe.
Ugh.
Yeah. Get it to land and make the tent.
Yeah,
That'd be
not a
tough.
fan. Good luck to him, though. That's very cool. Coming up on today's show, we meet a Minnesota bus driver who's been making sure her students get to school safely for more than 5 decades. She shares what keeps her going after all of these years. Very sweet story.
Yeah, 57 years of anything is impressive.
Yes.
Driving, yeah, great on her. And later, we're going to meet a mother-daughter duo who inspired each other to go get their master's degrees, getting to graduate from the U of M at the very same time at the same school there. Super cool. Until then, earlier this week, sadly, the world lost a legend. George Wendt, the comedian and actor known for his beloved role as Norm on Cheers, died at the age of 76. And out in Boston, here's how the legendary bar is honoring the incredible character and the incredible man.
Good afternoon, everybody.
We always looked forward to hearing him welcome Norm.
He was the most iconic person in the show. Like, I can't go through a whole shift with people out running, coming through the door, screaming Norm.
Everybody knows your name. Everybody knew his name. George Wendt made Norm Peterson an icon. That dry wit and cheeky smile.
I have impossibly high standards for a woman.
Yeah, she has to like you, right?
On his passing, fans rushing here to pay respects. Cheers Bar in Boston, putting a memorial at Norm's seat at the end of the bar.
You kind of expect Norm to be sitting at the edge of the bar working on a beer.
It's always my favorite character, always.
They were sitting right across from his photo in Cheers when they heard the news.
And my husband texted me and said, "Did you hear Norm died and you're there?" So it was, it blew us away. Very sad.
Why does that name ring a bell?
Your Honor.
Former Boston Mayor Ray Flynn had a cameo on the show in the 80s, saying that clip put him on the map even more than being mayor.
No matter where I went after that, they'd say, Ray Flynn, Mayor Ray Flynn.
Cheers.
From Cheers. Not from Boston, but from Cheers.
The then mayor even reading a proclamation.
I proclaimed that this was National Cheers Day in America and that everybody ought to stop and reflect the values that Cheers brings out.
The show, Norm, and Boston tied in history.
Where everybody knows your name.
Such an iconic show.
Oh, I love that show so much. One of my favorite lines of his when he walks into the bar there, "How you doing, Norm?" And he goes, "It's a dog-eat-dog world, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear."
That is so funny.
So good.
Yeah, and what a recognizable, tune for the show too. You hear that song immediately, you think Cheers. So, man, we're lost a good one.
Yeah, we all relate to Norm. Yesterday we showed you how White Castle is using AI in their ordering system, and if you love White Castle enough, you could end up making it into their Hall of Fame. Created back in 2001 and officially known as the Cravers Hall of Fame, White Castle has honored 273 loyal fans over the year, and now 14 more Cravers are joining the ranks as part of that 2024 class, including 3 Minnesotans. All 14 inductees were flown in for a grand reception, and each honoree also received a plaque, and their stories will be featured on White Castle slider boxes throughout the year.
Well, that's special, yeah.
It's an achievement.
It is. That
Something for the resume.
Write it on the old resume, right at the top. That's the coolest place. It's a suitcase full of burgers that they give you. I love White Castle. That place is awesome. So.
Yeah, don't you have a story about White Castle burgers like in your trunk or something?
It's in my trailer, our band trailer. It's been in there for about 6 or 7 years. They still look exactly the same. It's pretty impressive.
Put them in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
We'll see you after the break. Hey everybody, welcome back. Down in Texas, there are a group of grannies that are proving you are never too old to have some fun out there. They are members of the Granny Basketball League in the Houston area.
Cool.
The minimum age, you have to be at least 50 years old. And unlike regular basketball, Granny Basketball has no running and it has no jumping. But you can dribble twice, but after you dribble twice, you have to pass it or you have to shoot it. Also, as you can tell, their uniforms are a little different too. They're based on the ladies' basketball uniforms from way back in the 1920s.
Oh my gosh, why do I get the feeling that all of them would school us if we played them in the game? Unbelievable.
I think I need to play by the Granny Basketball rules. Yeah, I like the double dribble. I can never seem to stop my feet from moving and do the whole thing. So
they're good rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a little warm or maybe a little too toasty in those uniforms.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe they can change that up a little.
As we near the end of the school year here, a southern Minnesota school bus driver is reaching an unbelievable milestone. And recently, Boyd Hubert went along for a ride and got a story with a surprise ending that even he didn't expect.
Never a doubt who'll be first each day on bus number 5.
Good morning, good morning.
This isn't just morning in Truman. For Cheryl Berrickman,
This is it.
this is life.
Sometimes the kids are a little sleepy on Monday mornings.
And the driver?
That too, maybe.
Life on Cheryl's bus comes with a smile.
Morning.
She believes the first person her kids see after leaving home should flash sunshine.
Good morning. The Broodley girls. Good morning.
My name's Sydney and her name's
Sydney
Peyton.
and Peyton aren't aware that Cheryl was alone among men when she started driving bus at 23. They're also unaware how long she stayed.
I am 80.
Wow.
So they've yet to do the math to know how long bus number 5 has had the same driver.
I've been driving, this is my 57th year, yeah.
That's a lot.
Kind of like having a grandma on board.
That's true, yeah.
Except, says Elena Clausen,
My grandma's younger.
still, the 80-year-old driver of a big bus on the prairie knows wind and snowstorms
The road was covered.
and stories.
Little kindergartner was sitting in the front seat. I'll roll down the window and look out the side, he said for you, and if I see the edge, I'll tell you that you're too close to the edge.
That is the laugh of a woman whose life
Okay, Brian.
is kids.
That will work.
Just ask Heidi Boyle,
She loves kids.
a kid.
Yeah, yep,
Cheryl,
yep.
4.
She was a 4-H leader, Sunday school teacher. Everything she does is for the kids.
Including
Every day.
this.
I pray before I get on the bus that I have a safe journey with the bus and that in some way I bless these children's lives.
But if kids are Cheryl's fuel, her heart belonged to Keith.
He died on January 1st of 22, so yeah, I do miss him, yes.
For his gravestone, the farmer picked a tractor. So what do you suppose Cheryl chose to represent her life?
Even in death, yes, yes.
Which is where we had planned to end this story.
Usually, this lot's empty.
Until Cheryl returned to the bus garage.
I don't know what's going on.
I pretty much just sent out a text.
See what all these cars are about out here.
When word got out, a television station would be following Cheryl.
Everybody showed up.
Hey, what's happening in here?
Home family
Hi, Alyssa. Hi.
arrived
She's very surprised.
Tiger!
with bus family.
Hey, this is an old bus kid.
Hiya, Ben.
All right.
She was at every sporting event.
Alex Boyle's grandmother
Oh my gosh, hi, Arlo.
drove him there.
She never saw the end of games because she had to get the bus warmed up.
Everyone has a story.
I was on the bus 54 years ago.
I was on the bus 2 years ago.
When Carter Gieske started school, his dad Peter thought,
Well, she's still driving.
Isn't that just cool?
the confection and affection left the bus driver
This is surprising. It's great.
in need of wipers. Even 80-year-olds haven't seen everything.
I guess I didn't think I was that special. Everybody wave!
Those in Truman who disagree would fill buses.
I love them all.
Congratulations, Grandma Cheryl.
Thank you, Anna.
80 and alive
Thank you.
on bus 5.
You bet. I love you so much.
Good, good.
Oh, that is so sweet. I think that's one of my favorite Boyd Hebert stories I've seen in a really
Yes!
long time. What an
That's such a good
amazing woman, too, to, want to be such a part of those kids' days every day and pray, for their safety and her safety as she drives them to school. It's so precious.
Can you imagine how many kids' lives she's touched over the years? Like, 50 years of
Yeah.
all these different kids, and that is just it's almost a thankless job. So she
Seriously.
does a fantastic job, obviously.
And it's funny too, especially if your siblings have the same teacher, or
Yes.
somebody else have the same teacher you did. You're like, wow, that person is still there, still rocking.
Still around, yeah.
So good on her, especially. Even as a kid, you remember going to school sometimes a little daunting. Maybe you're not looking forward to the day, and so the fact that you have a smiling face welcoming you on that bus, making sure you make it there safe, super special.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a great woman, Cheryl. Well, still ahead, a beautiful mother-daughter story to share, a pair pushing each other to achieve even more after the break.
Welcome back, folks. Down in the Twin Cities, a mother and daughter did something pretty rare at the University of Minnesota. They received their master's degrees at the same time.
So cool. John Lauritsen shows us how the competitive pair shows support for each other every day.
To be here today, it was something I never thought that I would be capable of being part of.
Samantha Sapir always thought her parents would be there when she received her MBA degree at the U of M.
Oh, we did it.
It's awesome.
But she never envisioned her mom, Shelley, would get the same degree at the same time, at the same school.
It's been so much fun.
It all began with a conversation during a mother-daughter road trip.
Why don't you go back? And I'm like, well, why have you never gone back? And so then it kind of had this conversation of, well, I'll go back if you go back.
So they did, applying for the Carlson School's MBA program and receiving their acceptance letters around the same time. They even took classes together.
We would have students that we both had classes with at different times that would get us confused because, again, obviously, our first names both start with S. We have the same last name. We do somewhat look alike.
And of course, there was a friendly rivalry when it came to grades.
And, there definitely were classes where we were competing against each other on grades and how did you do on this test? How did you do on the final?
It was fun for Chad Sapir to watch. He's Shelley's husband and Samantha's dad.
They were always competitive to see who had a better grade in the class. I was like, whatever.
But on Monday morning, that friendly competition paid off.
Shelley Sapir.
It's hard to put into words. It's quite an accomplishment.
Getting their degrees together is only part of the story. Shelley and Samantha are a mother-daughter duo far beyond the classroom. The women ran a Boston Marathon together. They crossed the finish line in Boston, and now they've crossed the finish line at the U.
It's truly one of those things that I've been very fortunate to raise a human that I truly love and that we really have a lot of things in common.
She's my mom first, but my best friend, and I'm so grateful that I get to do my life with someone that I just can't get enough time with.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no question that they're related. They're pretty much identical.
They do look a lot alike.
Yeah, wow.
I think it'll be maybe 19 years from now. Maybe Wells will be saying, "Hey, Mom, I'm gonna go to college. Maybe I'll have to go back too. Get a little degree with Wells. That'd be kind of fun."
Or Jill,
yeah,
if you
true.
get the MBA right now.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's like, "Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. Go back to school."
Oh, that's cool that they have that little competitive spirit between each other.
Yeah, very sweet.
In all aspects of life.
Definitely.
Like, called the commencement for the ages, coming up at the University of Maryland, where the graduation stage will feature a Froggy favorite, that of course being Kermit the Frog, who's delivering his first commencement address in nearly 30 years.
That's funny.
Kermit told NBC News, quote, "I'm so humbled by it. I'm kind of taking this seriously as a singing, dancing frog can take anything." Their creator, Jim Henson, earned his degree from UMD, Maryland, that is, in 1960, majoring in home economics. He and his wife, Jane, met on campus in a freshman puppetry class.
Oh my God.
So I think it worked out for Jim Henson.
Yes, it did. Yes, obviously it did. If I had Kermit speaking of my graduation, that'd be the coolest thing on the planet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know there's been some interesting people on both sides of the conversation.
Yeah.
They're like, there's people like you who think it's super cool, and then other people who are like, who is my child's commencement speaker? You know, like what? What did I pay all this money for? You know,
I could see that kind of being weird.
It is such a long day, though. You know, the commencement speeches are nice, but you got to sit through all those names too. So having a fun face like Kermit, I am pro Kermit.
Yeah, me too.
Speaking of the commencement,
it's cool.
Yeah, especially when that music plays. When we come back, an announcement about tomorrow's show, plus exciting news for park goers out there.
Coming up tomorrow on Northern Life, we're going to have another great show with some of the best stories we've ever done. We'll have another show on Memorial Day, including a few chats about our Northland veterans, and then we'll see you again here on Tuesday.
Oh, I remember this story. That was so fun. And you took us on our pre-summer hike.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh.
Hunter's Summer Sizzlers.
Yes.
Whoa.
There was so much fun back in that day. Yeah, the Summer Sizzlers, I forgot that we had a name for it too.
You had the name for it.
You're right. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
When those fajitas come out, you know, a little summer sizzler action. Yeah. Well, hey, before we go today, the new Universal Studios theme park called Epic Universe is opening today down in Orlando, Florida. The brand new park, owned by NBC's parent company, NBC Universal, features 5 brand new immersive worlds for guests to explore. That includes the Wizarding World of Harry Potter's Ministry of Magic, Super Nintendo World, How to Train Your Dragons, Isle of Berk, then you have Dark Universe and Celestial Park. This is actually the first new Universal theme park to open in Florida since 1999.
Wow.
I smell a Northern Life field trip, perhaps. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, I really want to go to the Harry Potter world.
Yeah,
I think
the Train Your Dragon one looks cool too. We'll have to request that funding to get a trip down there. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. We love you.
Yeah, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Thursday.
Find some time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.